Today we're going to work on this week's budgeting envelopes. I have to tell you, oops, I have some of my stickers over here. I have to tell you that we didn't have a very good week. I went a little over, so let's just get that right out of the way and be honest with you. The good news is I pretty much spent the majority of my cash. So one of my goals from last week was to make sure that I spent all of my cash and stopped charging. But the bad news is I ended up doing a additional food shopping trip to a specialty Asian grocery store that is local to my neighborhood, and I just horrifically went over my budget. So this is not really honest. This $80 I spent and then some. I charged it, and it was something that was outside of my cash envelopes. I don't want to lie when I do these videos. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, but I did one additional grocery shopping outside of my cash spending this week, and it was charged on my Visa. So to some degree, I have to confess that this is somewhat not really as truthful as I wanted to be, but I want to just tell you guys the truth and let you guys know that I have to deduct $150 in credit that is going on my charge card. So it's really almost minus 70. It would be minus 70 for my food if you really looked at it that way. I would have a minus 70 from this particular envelope. So now that I got that off my chest and I told you the truth about that, let's go ahead and see how much I have in holding and how much I need to get to the 500. So we have pretty much $85, which means we need, let's see, so 100, 200, 300, 400. I'm just gonna give the full 500 and keep this in spending and holding because I don't have any 20s in my gifting folder. So we'll put that to the side. And we're gonna start fresh here because with the good thing about budgeting is you can always start fresh when you need to. Every week is a new week. When you're doing it as weekly, you can go ahead and just start fresh when you need be. So let's do $200 in our food bill, our food envelope, and then we have $200 in our miscellaneous. That's where I like to start every week, and I'm going to be much more conscious going forward, and I definitely will not be spending any additional money going to any specialty stores. That's not happening this week. I'm going to be a lot more careful. So each one of these additional envelopes gets $25. So I only have 50s. So I'm going to put a 50 in and take 25 out. So holiday gets 25 a week. Sweet 16. I'll pull another 25 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll pop a 50 in. Communion gets 25. And medical gets 25. So let's see really quickly where our balances are. So I'll pen this in after the end of the filming. We're at 190 when it comes to medical. Communion, we are at 145. Sweet 16, we're also at 145. And holiday, we are at 84. So we have been saving in a really great way with these envelopes. I'm really happy about that. I haven't been touching any of these envelopes except for holiday when I bought New Year's Eve and a little bit of Valentine's Day. That's why these are a little bit behind. And then food and miscellaneous, we're starting from scratch. I wasn't able to save anything, but you know, at $200 a week, I picked up gas. We just put gas in our car this morning, and like I said, we had that extra trip that I wasn't anticipating, but I don't really need to go food shopping for the next couple of days. That's all set. And in my gifting envelope, I still have $1,000. $1,900. So I still have $1,900 left in gifting. And like I said in my previous videos, this gifting is going to last us probably another 3 weeks of me not having to go to the bank to take out my $500 every Sunday, which saves us a trip, you know, for gas, which is really nice. I like to keep all the gifts that I receive, and we are just chucking along. So, you know, it's wins and it's losses when it comes to cash envelopes and budgeting. And this is my first year doing this. And, you know, after I went and did that big shopping trip, and as I was driving home, I was really excited about all the food that I picked up. But then it was just a loss. I realized that it was a mistake, and we're going to make mistakes. And I just know I will not do that again. And being on this cash envelope system is making me realize that that was a mistake. If I was how I was the year before, I wouldn't have thought twice about that shopping trip. I would have went in, I would have bought whatever I wanted, and then I would have went home and I wouldn't have cared. But because I do this, and now I'm conscious of every single thing I buy, I realized what a mistake me buying all these specialty items truly was. So I don't know, maybe I'm growing, maybe I'm learning, maybe this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. It's January of the first week of me doing this, and I feel like even though it was two steps back, I'm still coming out of it as a stronger person. So that's the only way that you can do things. You can have a positive outlook on it, and that's how I'm trying to be. So I hope you're not too disappointed in me. I'll have better numbers for you next week, and I hope you have a great week.